Hello, I'm Mark Tucker,
Hi, I'm Alan Firstenberg. Welcome to Two Voice Devs.
Two Voice Devs. Hello, Alan. It's good to talk to you today.
Hello, Mark. Good to talk to you as well. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too,
Thank
and
you.
happy Thanksgiving to everybody that tunes in to us. We appreciate you and hope that things are going well with you and your family.
So it's Thanksgiving Day in the United States, and I think has kind of been our tradition the past few years. We've talked about people that we're thankful for in this industry and in general that have kind of been uh, just a part of our entire journey to this point. Um, but it's been a rough year in a lot of ways. It's been a bit of a roller coaster sometimes, as I think we
Yeah.
reflected. There have been some definite highs, but also some definite lows. And I feel like a lot of times when we talk about this industry in general, we tend to focus on the highs and kind of forget that there are rough times sometimes. I think both you and I survived, got through the dot-com bubble. That was early
Yeah.
points in our careers. We've gone through some tumultuous times in the industry as a whole. And I think it's important that we think about it, that we're both thankful for where we are now. We're thankful for the
Yeah.
people that we've been, but we also acknowledge that, even at times like that, it can be tough.
Yeah, no, I agree, and generally I try to accentuate the positive, and try to treat each new day kind of as a new day. But you know what, this year for one reason or another, I'm feeling a little bit down
Yeah.
about things, and it's okay. I just want to acknowledge that it's okay if today's not a great day for you as well, and that there's still a community of people that care about you as an individual and about what you do and contribute and who you are, just at the core. And when it comes down to it, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for Alan's continued friendship, um, and just people that have helped me along the way. I'm grateful for the people at Rain where I work that I work day in day out with, and their intelligence and dedication, and just kind of them helping me be better and me getting an opportunity to help them be better. And so, besides family and work, I'm kind of keeping my my list of people I'm thankful for kind of smaller this year.
Yeah. No,
Just
I
a
know
little
what
bit
you
more
mean.
reflective. How about you, Alan?
No, very, very similar. I'm very thankful for the friendship that we've had and we've developed over the past few years, and other people that I've really grown closer with. People like Dennis and others that we've had on the show, like Noble and Linda, and so many others that you've seen here, but also that I've just been able to talk with, and who have sometimes at points where I've been in pretty low states have been there to either cheer me up or remind me um, of what's out there,
Yeah.
and the things that we do and that we can do. And I'm very, very appreciative of my boss at Objective Consulting and all my coworkers who have been there, and who when I talk to them, remind me of some of the good work that we have been doing, and I'm really appreciative of all of that.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and but I also think about people that I've worked closely with, for example, Amazon, that have
Yeah.
been in you know that have been in charge of the Champions program, or other connections that I've had that have helped me, um, and some of them have been affected by some more layoffs, and it's just a really tough time to be unemployed. It's time of the year, um, and just my heart goes out to them.
No, I agree. I'm still in touch with some of the people at Google who were laid off in previous rounds, or who have been laid off since, or who, are doing stuff that they didn't really expect to be doing. And many of them are thankful that they've been able to move on and find other positions that they enjoy.
Yeah.
Um, but it's tough no matter how you cut it. I've met a number of people um at meetup groups, at the local Google developer group, DevFest recently. And it's wonderful to talk with some of them about how excited they can be about technology, but also about their frustrations at finding a job.
Yeah.
One of them handed me their resume, and I said, look, my company has not hired anyone for decades. He's like, just look at the resume. Tell me if you think I can do that, if I could write it any better. And that was touching, that, here was a person that understood that there was nothing I could do to help them directly, but I could still be important to them. And maybe the tips that I gave them would help the next person that came, that they presented this resume to.
Yeah.
I like that optimism in the face of what can be really, really frustrating.
Yeah. So as we kind of take this time of the year where we're typically, take a little bit more pause to be grateful and think about the things that we're grateful for. Maybe we can also just think a little bit more about those around us.
Yeah.
And I think that might help me a little bit if I try to look outward a little bit more and kind of pay attention to those around us, and just a smile or a kind word, or just generally trying to be nice to people.
In North America, and especially up north here where I am, this is a very, very dark time of year. Even it's, during the day, there tend to be a lot more clouds. Night is a lot longer until we, start really creeping up through the winter solstice. And that's hard on a lot of people. I know it's hard on me. Just being able to reach out and make connections with other people can really help a lot. And I am very, 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 very thankful that my family's always been there, that my friends have always been there, and that I am able to reach out to them and have good conversations. It's tough, but I don't know how much I can express to them how much I appreciate everything that they've done for me. And I sincerely hope that anybody who is watching this, listening to this, has people like that. Because you're as you often like to say, Mark, you're important, you matter.
Yep.
There are people out there that are happy to talk to you. And Mark and I are more than happy to chat with anybody who wants to.
Yeah, just reach out, talk to somebody about just how you're feeling, and that a lot of times helps at least a little bit. Just remember that you are uniquely qualified to be you. There's no one that can be a better you than you, and everybody is important.
So I think that's a great way to sign out. As always, you can reach out to us. Best place these days is probably on LinkedIn, but we're all over. You can find us. Leave comments below. People have been leaving comments recently, and it's wonderful for us to see. And we hope you will tune in more on another episode of Two Voice Devs.
Two Voice Devs. Take care, everyone.
Take care.